Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Brandon and this is Arana Servillo, and we are care pastors here at Fellowship. And you may not quite know the care team or what a care pastor does. We serve under the leadership of Trish Monahan as our executive care and connection pastor. And our priorities are anything to do with congregational care. So hospital visits, funerals, weddings, biblical counseling, really anything that provides for soul care of our church family, everything but preaching. And so in this video, we want to encourage you and equip you to be a D group leader who also cares for your group, cares for the couples, the individuals, their children, their extended family. And so first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for jumping into that, jumping into a way of shepherding and caring for the people in your group the way that you are. So we hope that this is a way to educate and equip, and we're going to share a few ways that you can be the best possible D group leader.
Yeah, let's start with prayer. How many times have you been praying in a group and realized you were just praying gossip, or you were praying about grandma's bunions? Well, the scripture takes that prayer a lot more seriously. In 1 Samuel 12, Samuel tells the people that he is shepherding, "Far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord by failing to pray for you, and I will teach you the way that is good and right." If your group tends to overshare or to pray things that aren't really appropriate, just have them pray their request. It makes it a lot easier, and it goes a lot faster too. Another way to love your group is by sending them maybe personal notes, maybe a scripture of encouragement during the week, and also with confidential prayers to keep them confidential. And then everyone loves food, so meals will always be in style, especially when you have a baby. Those are the best things about having a kid, is getting everybody's special dish.
Well, speaking of hospitals and surgeries and different things happening in people's lives like that, at Fellowship, we send out a daily email report, and that email report goes to our elders and our pastors to let them know about hospitalizations, prayer requests, babies being born, any way that we can be in prayer together. Well, the deal is we can't know what we don't know. So we're counting on you as a D group leader to let us know when you hear about someone having an upcoming surgery, even if it's something small. We want to be able to go to the Lord together with you and come alongside you in whatever way possible to care for them. Now again, we've got HIPAA violations, which is different than a HIPPO violation. That's a totally other thing altogether. A HIPAA violation is something we're concerned about, so we definitely want to be private. We want to, definitely not hurt anyone's feelings. So get their permission to be put on the hospital report, and that way we'll know how to pray and can keep them in our prayers. Another type of person that could be in your D group is someone who's homebound. That could be temporary, or it could be a new lifestyle change. And it's really in that season when they're going to need care the most. They're going to feel most isolated, maybe most vulnerable or alone. And Galatians 6 reminds us that we are to bear one another's burdens, that we are to not stop in caring for one another, even if they're not there. And so when you visit, try really hard to read the room, right? There's going to be some that may not feel well enough to have long-term visitors. Homebound visits a little bit goes a long way, right? Especially if somebody has had a surgery or might feel a little bit embarrassed about kind of what's going on. So definitely be sensitive to their own limitations. But then the other side of the coin is maybe they are really lonely and want that visit. That's a really sweet time when someone hasn't had anyone to talk to or anyone to listen. And so maybe carving out half an hour can be a really massive blessing to them as well. But maybe consider making your visit intentional. You can take them cookies, donuts, coffee, or you can bring scripture and just read over them, pray together. Say, hey, I'm gonna stop by and pray with you. And so you're not left just kind of empty-handed going, well, this is awkward, but you've got a reason to be there. And so think about some tips and tricks like that. Well, we just got a few more things to cover. We've got resources available. We want, again, to come alongside you guys. The care team is here for you. Arana, myself, Trish Monahan. You can think of us as relievers from the bullpen or break glass in case of emergency, however you want to think of it. Just don't do it alone. Know that you didn't just sign up and get kicked out the door, but we're here for you. We can refer to local Christian counselors, Napa Valley Christian Counseling, Compass Christian Counseling. Those are great resources and partnerships that we have as a church. And then, of course, Wednesday night at Fellowship is another great way. Our care group, specifically grief share and divorce care, I'm telling you, those are like gold to a hurting soul. It's a great way for them to continue to get cared for and be around other people who they can do life with in addition to your D group. So you can always visit the website to learn more details about that. And then finally, benevolence. That's a pretty confidential way to minister to someone. If you learn somebody in your D group who has a financial burden, a financial need, we can come alongside them, especially if they're an active member in our church. That's what we're here for. We confidentially can help with, maybe it's a house payment or a utility bill or something that helps them with a hand up, not just a hand out. We're not trying to throw money at people, but how can we get you through to whatever may be next? So we can help you with that, confidentially as well. Well, I think we covered it all. Did we get everything? Caring in a nutshell, that's basically it. But the last thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you for committing to your D group as a D group leader. Thank you for going the extra mile to care for those in your D group and being a shepherd to them.